other? We've all met each other already? If not, I want you to introduce yourselves to your cousins next to you. So y'all enjoyed Honolulu? You had enough of the big city? I hope you have. I hope you have. You know, Oahu and Kauai, our third island, are like night and day. Now, Oahu is the big city and Kauai is very much country. Maui is right between the two. Not too fast, not too slow, something to please everyone. And you know what we say here in the islands? Here today, gone to Maui. You better hope they get better, it's still early. Before we get started this morning, how about a nice warm aloha for our driver? This is Cousin Ben. Who's been to Maui before? Anybody? Oh, a couple of us. Yes, a couple of us. They say Maui no ka'oi. You know, Maui is so popular with our visitors today. Maui has adopted their own motto. They say Maui no ka'oi, which means Maui is the best. But we'll let you decide that. Oh, goodness, you folks have been here 3 nights already. Some of you longer. You should know everything there is to know about Hawaii by now, right? I love that confidence. Always like to find out how much you folks are learning your first few days. See where we got to work. We're going to start with some easy questions this morning, work our way up to the tough ones. By now, does everyone know the Hawaii state flower? What is it? Hibiscus, that's right. The hibiscus is the Hawaii state flower. And what color hibiscus? Red. The other one? Yellow. Yellow. Yeah, yellow is the Hawaii state flower, the yellow hibiscus. And you find the yellow hibiscus on all the islands. Yeah, that's the Hawaii state flower. And I know you all know the Hawaii state tree, the kukui. Kukui, yeah, just remember kukui. Kukui. K-U-K-U-I. Yeah, tutui, kukui. Yeah, but in Hawaii it's always the K, not the T. And throughout Polynesia it's the T. So the kukui nut tree, as I mentioned how important these nuts were to the early Hawaiians, right? They would take the kernel of this nut, which contains about 75% oil. The oil would burn. And they would use the nuts to light their grass shacks. And we would also extract the oil, use it to oil our bodies, outrigger canoes, as surfboards. We still use the kukui nut oil today. It's great as a daily moisturizer, but it does wonders for skin disorders. Skin disorders like eczema, seborrhea, psoriasis, sunburn. Yes, I've seen it do wonders for skin disorders. Yeah, it's a wonderful oil that absorbs right into the 7 layers of skin where it gets its medicinal properties. And you can find this oil and take it home with you. Yeah, you got some family or friends back home that need some oil for skin disorders. I've seen it do wonders for psoriasis. Unbelievable. Yes, and you can find it, you know, when we stop at the Kula Marketplace, when we head up to the crater in Maui on Saturday morning. For those of you leaving from Maui, if you want to pick up some of that oil, they have a nice buy there at the Kula Marketplace, I'll remind you. But those of you that are going on to Kauai, when we stop at the coffee mill, that'll be your best buy on the kukui nut oil. Yeah. And it has an 800 number as well as a website right on the bottle. And right on the bottle it says relieve skin disorders, eczema, seborrhea, psoriasis, sunburn. Yes, if you want to get more oil in the future, you'll be able to do so. Of course, with that much oil in the kukui nut, it also made a wonderful laxative. We nickname it the 1-2-3 nut. If you eat 1 nut, you're on the go. If you eat 2 nuts, you'll be running. If you eat 3 nuts, you don't go anywhere. Just stay home and hang loose. The kukui nut tree, the Hawaii state tree. In English, we know that tree as the candle nut tree. How about the Hawaii state bird? Does anybody know the Hawaii state bird? Our state bird is actually a goose. And if you work crossword puzzles, you often come across this word. The nene, very good. The nene goose, spelled N-E-N-E, pronounced nene. And the nene goose live on the slopes of the volcanoes at a slight elevation where it's a little bit cooler. So maybe when we visit Haleakala on Saturday morning on Maui, we may have an opportunity to view our state bird, the nene goose. Or even in Kauai, we may get a chance to view our state bird, the nene goose. How about our state fish? Anybody know our state fish? not the rainbow trout. Our state fish is just a little fish, a name that long, 21 letters in its name. And if you remember that song, I want to go back to my little grass shack in Kealikekua, Hawaii, where the humu humu nuku nuku apuwa'a goes swimming by. That's our state fish, the humu humu nuku nuku apuwa'a. You can't go home until you say that word correctly. You're going to be here a while. It's really easier than it sounds. Let's learn our state fish. It's really easier than it sounds. The first two words in the fish's name is pronounced twice. So the first word is H-U-M-U, pronounced twice, humu humu, everybody. The second word is N-U-K-U, pronounced twice, nuku nuku. Who said nuki? Let's put that together. Humu humu, nuku nuku, pua'a. All together. Humu, pua'a. Very good. Now you can go home. The last word in the fish's name, pua'a, means pig. When we go to the luau on Saturday night in Maui, we're going to have kalua pua'a, roast pork. And we'll see them take it out of the imu, the underground oven. The literal translation for our state fish is the face of a pig sewn onto a fish. If you see this little baby, looks like he hit a brick wall going about 90. But that's our state fish. The Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua'a. Everybody, of course, knows the Hawaii state nickname. It's on all of our license plates. What is it? The Aloha State. Very good. Everybody knows, of course, what year Hawaii became a state. 1959, we let you join our union. God bless you. Oh, God bless you. Yes, 1959, and you all remember the name of the first king of the Hawaiian Islands, King Kamehameha the First, or King Kamehameha the Great. And how many different Kamehamehas were there? 5 different Kamehamehas. Kamehameha the Second and Third were his sons. Kamehameha the Fourth and Fifth were his grandsons. And then our first elected king, King William Lunalilo. And then our second elected king, King David Kalakaua. And then our last reigning monarch, the only queen to rule over the Hawaiian Islands, and what was her name? Her name was Lily, yes, Queen Lily. It's a tough one. Queen Lydia Liliuokalani. Queen Liliuokalani. Now, Queen Liliuokalani was overthrown by a provisional government made up of sugar magnates and missionary descendants. Can anyone tell me what year the first missionaries arrived in Hawaii? 1820, the first missionaries arrived in Hawaii. Protestant Congregational missionaries from Boston, Massachusetts. All right, let's see how our Hawaiian language is coming along now. Now, I want everyone to answer me the Hawaiian word for family. It's a song test. Everyone repeat after me then. Ohana. Ohana, very important. Ohana. How about the English translation for Waikiki? Remember I mentioned the artesian wells in this area, which gives it a name? No, that's the motto. The English translation for Waikiki, W-A-I, meaning fresh water. Waikiki, spouting waters. Very good, spouting waters. How about Honolulu? The English translation for Honolulu, our state capital. Remember Cousin Fred mentioned Honolulu was the only natural deep draft harbor, and Honolulu translates to sheltered haven, protected bay, sheltered haven. All righty. Here comes a $64,000 question. Checks in the mail. Can anyone tell me the Hawaii state motto? Very good, Connie. Very good. Uamao ke'eo o ka'aina I kapono. Translates to the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. Beautiful. I wonder if you know your state motto. Not your state nickname, your state motto. No, the rest of you got homework. Yeah, it's a beautiful state motto. Uamao ke'eo o ka'aina I kapono. The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. It's worth remembering. I know everyone, of course, knows the #1 industry in Hawaii, which is not tourist. It's the visitor industry. We don't call you tourist until you get behind the wheel of a car. We call you tourist and a whole bunch of other names, all taught to us by the missionaries. Our visitor industry, our number one industry in Hawaii, and our second largest industry is military, brings the second largest revenue into the state of Hawaii. That's followed by agriculture, our third largest industry. And our third largest industry, agriculture, is basically made up of 5 products. And with your help, we'll name all 5 products. We'll start with the 2 easy ones, pineapple and sugarcane. Pineapple and sugarcane. The other ones, coffee, Kona coffee, nut tea, macadamia nuts, very good. Of course, macadamia nuts are from Australia. Yeah, the queen's nut. We just perfected it. We put chocolate on it. One more, something you may have had at breakfast this morning. Not mangoes. We used to export mango. Papaya. We used to export mango. We were blamed for transporting one of the fruit flies to the West Coast. We no longer export mango. Papaya, though, that's very delicious. Are you enjoying the papaya? It's very good for you. All those slices of the yellow-orange fruit. It's always sliced on. It's always on the buffet every morning, Jackie. Yeah. And papaya. Oh, what is that? Was it green? Kiwi is green. Dragon fruit. Oh, rambutan. Yeah, rambutan. Oh, goodness. Well, papaya, you keep eating that papaya because papaya has wonderful nutrition. Yeah, it's very nutritious. They say 1 papaya is equivalent to 10 apples nutrition-wise. It also has wonderful enzymes for your digestive tract. Yeah? A slice of papaya daily would keep you regular. How about the guava juice? You've been drinking that pink juice, the guava juice? We've been exporting some guava for Ocean Spray now. But guava is very good and it's delicious. But guava has more vitamin C than oranges, so it's very good for you also. Our 4th largest industry is construction. And that's followed by golf. And wherever golf goes, banking follows. You know, when we speak of the state of Hawaii, we speak of our 8 major islands that make up the state of Hawaii. But in reality, we have over 132 islands, reefs, shoals, and atolls that make up the Hawaiian chain or the Hawaiian archipelago. With your help, we're going to name all 8 major Hawaiian islands that make up the state of Hawaii. And each island also has a nickname. Let's see how many nicknames we know. We'll start with this island we're on. This is the island of? The island of Oahu. And Oahu is nicknamed the Gathering Isle. Sometimes called the capital island because Honolulu is located here, but we call it the Gathering Isle because Oahu, although she is only the 3rd largest in size, over 80% of our state's population lives on this island alone. This is where the jobs are. And our state's population today is just over 1.3 million. And out of that 1.3 million, less than 10% are Hawaiian or part Hawaiian like Cousin Bert. Less than 10%. So if you find a Hawaiian along our journeys, you take good care of them. They are an endangered species. Our second island, the island we're going to this morning, the island of? Maui. Excuse me. Maui. And Maui is nicknamed Maui is made up of 2 large volcanic mountains with a large isthmus in the center. What do we call an area between 2 mountains? That's right, Maui is nicknamed the Valley Isle. Second largest in size, as I mentioned, very popular with our visitors today. Maui has adopted their own motto, Maui no ka oe, Maui is the best. Most of you are going on to our 3rd island, the island of? The island of Kauai. And Kauai is nicknamed the Garden Isle. 4th largest in size, very lush, very green. Most movies you see filmed in Hawaii filmed on that island alone. After Kauai, a couple of you are going on to the largest island in the Hawaiian chain, the island of? Hawaii. The island of Hawaii itself. So large, we've given it 3 nicknames. Most commonly referred to as the Big Island. And she is very big. You can take all the other Hawaiian islands, place them on the island of Hawaii, and still have land left over. She is also still growing. The most active volcanoes in the world today are located on the Big Island of Hawaii, so we also nickname her the Volcano Isle. Now, we only have 2 active volcanoes here in the state of Hawaii. Both of them are located on the Big Island of Hawaii, Mauna Loa and Kilauea. Now, you've heard of Kilauea in recent history. She's been very active since January 3rd, 1983 until present day. She has been erupting. And in the past, though, 30 plus years, Kilauea has added over 600 acres of new land to the Big Island. Yeah, very exciting, the newest land on Earth, Mother Nature at her best. Now we also grow about 3/4 of the world's use of orchids on the Big Island of Hawaii. So we also nickname her the Orchid Island. That's 4, we're halfway there. Can anyone tell me any of the other 4 islands that make up the state of Hawaii?
Molokai.
What is it? Molokai. And Molokai is nicknamed the... Let's see. How about a word that begins with the letter F, usually describing the Hawaiian people? The friendly Isle of Molokai. That's what St. Damien went to help the lepers, but we do not call it the Leper Island. There's a beautiful peninsula on Molokai called Kalaupapa, and that's where the settlement is located. And about a dozen patients that still live on that settlement. They lived all their lives there and choose to live the remaining days of their lives there. Today, of course, they're free to come and go as they please. We do have medication, of course, to control Hansen's disease, but we do not have a cure for it yet. 3 more. Any of the other 3 that make up the state of Hawaii? Lanai. Very good. And Lanai is nicknamed the... Dole used to grow the largest plantation on that island, so we nickname her the Pineapple Isle, even though Dole has moved their operations overseas over 20 years ago. Places like Philippines, Thailand, you know, where they pay their workers $1 to $3 American per day, and we can't compete with that. You left the hardest 2 for last. There's a small island off the coast of Kauai called Ni'ihau, and Ni'ihau is nicknamed the Forbidden Island. We're not allowed to go to that island unless we're invited to that island. She is actually privately owned by the Robinson family. And on the island of Ni'ihau, they perpetuate the Hawaiian culture. Yeah, there's about 150 pure-blooded Hawaiians that live on Ni'ihau. They live as the early Hawaiians did. Yeah, they farmed the land as the early Hawaiians did. Their first language is Hawaiian. They live without the luxuries we live with. Yeah, they live without automobiles, televisions. There's no real electricity, although they do have a couple generators and solar panels now. There's no refrigeration. I could never live there. There's no ice cream. No, I've never been to that island. Many people have not. Yeah, you have to be invited to that island. And they really don't, even if you were to go to the island, because now they offer tours on a helicopter to the island, but you don't get any association with the people on the island. Now you go to a secluded beach area of the island. What would be families? Family or friends from people that live on the island. Yeah. No. Oh, he could be invited. Probably before me. Yes, but they're very revered by the rest of the state. The island of Ni'ihau, the Forbidden Island. The last island, the 8th island that makes up the state of Hawaii, is the only uninhabited island out of our 8 major islands. And that is the island of Kaho'olawe. Kaho'olawe is nicknamed the Target Island. She was used as a bombing target by the military from about 1940 till about 1991, when ex-President Bush Sr. signed an executive order that there be no more bombing on the island of Kaho'olawe. She's in the process of being cleaned of all that scrap metal and unexploded ordnances. And they plan to make it a cultural reserve in the future. So maybe on your next trip we'll go there too. Well, I must say, folks do know a lot about these islands, but don't stop learning. We still got a long way to go yet. Now, we are approaching the airport, and a little bit about our procedures this morning. Now, all of your check-in luggage went to the airport earlier this morning, and it'll all be handled by my porters, the airlines, and TSA. So once we get to the airport, you don't have to worry about your luggage anymore. The next time you see your check-in luggage will be in your next hotel room. Oh, isn't that nice? So once we arrive here at the airport, I'm just going to have you take your time. You're going to disembark. You're going to hang loose right outside the motor coach. Once you get off the motor coach, I want you to get your identification out. All right, we're going to walk up to the counter. They're going to take a look at your identification and give you your boarding pass for this morning's flight. All right, our flight today is Hawaiian Air Flight 364, scheduled to depart at 12:15. Of course, I don't want you to remember any of that. What I want you to remember is our gate number, and our gate number will be on our boarding pass. All right, they couldn't give me a gate number this morning. So our gate number will be on our boarding pass, and we'll say boarding time. Of course, it's always Hawaiian time. We'll say we'll say 11:45. Of course, it's going to be about 11:55. You know that. All right, but we'll say 11:45 at our gate. All right. Now, on our inter-island flights, we do have assigned seating, so when you get your boarding pass this morning, do check your assigned seating. If there's any changes that need to be made, it should be made right there at the counter when you pick up your boarding pass. All right? Our flight today would take us about 15 Hawaiian minutes to Maui. In real time, about 35 minutes. In that short time, they will have a beverage service. They offer complimentary water, complimentary fruit punch. I forgot what they said the movie was. Oh yeah, Gone with the Wind. Now, once we get to Maui, family, we do a little bit of sightseeing on our way to the resort, to the beautiful Hyatt Regency Maui. So once we arrive in Maui, I will give you a little bit of time at the airport there to grab a beverage, a snack, use the summer houses, right? But don't ruin your appetite for dinner this evening. You have a very nice dinner this evening at the Sun's restaurant. All right, so I'll give you some time in Maui. All right, any questions on our flight? Hang on, guys. Hang on, don't forget the rules of the All right, so any questions on our flight, family? Very good. I want you to take your time as you disembark. Please watch your step. And we're going to gather right outside here. We'll take the Makai side out first, please.
That's not you.